Look at that.
Glistening.
Incredible.
And I've always said cannabis is a gateway to a healthy lifestyle. I regret that I only have one life to give. I would do this again. I got raided so many times. I lost everything, my home, my car, my boat.
This video is strictly for documentary, educational and scientific purposes only.
Kevin Chubbs, is it correct if I say that we're kind of blown away by the hospitality and the stories we just got to hear?
100%. You know, I mean, like I told him, you know, for me, it's like a dream come true.
We are driving through the Bay Area. It's our first full day here in San Francisco, and we are going to meet a legend, somebody who has done so much for the plant and who has brought us a very, very, very amazing strain. We're going to meet the creator of GrandDaddy Purple, Ken Estes. So we are in Oakland right now. We are already at the right location. Somewhere around here is where we gotta meet Ken.
Yes.
And for you, it's kind of like it goes way back that you researched him and everything, correct?
100%. You know, like I said, I started my medical journey growing his strain first, and it's a true honor and dream come true almost. You know what I mean? Because it's like full circle. Like I started my journey growing your strain, and now I'm here sitting down talking to you. You know, so it's very humble.
All right, let's do this. Wait, that's a 10G cross with GDP?
Yeah,
Wow, man.
that's one of my new
Stunning.
ones I'm coming out with. Yeah, it's smoky and bitter like that. And that one's
Look
the
at that frost. Holy. Wow.
Looks like a Tropicana cookies almost.
It does have that look. Wow,
Now this is the best intro ever for any interview or anything, because as I said, we didn't even start making any introduction. We're here sitting here with the legend himself, and I've got the newest flower. Look, this is
I
beautiful.
can't wait for you to try it and smoke it, because to me it's all about not the candy look, not the diamond beautiful look. I like those,
Yeah.
and you can go with those traits. Mine is all about the smoke,
Yeah.
the head, the medicine part.
100%. And I actually went 7-8 years ago. I went combustion free, so I dry herb vape a lot, and you get so much
love
of those
All the
terpenes.
visuals, oh my
So every time somebody offers me, this is like the best weed I got, and I'm like,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
give it.
But they don't know what you do.
I try it because I'm respectful. I respect everybody. So I take a drag, and I said, oh, the terps really come through. But what I usually don't say, like, but 90% I just taste burn, because I just don't do that normally, and then your palate changes this, like,
Big time.
yeah.
In fact, it's not as good unless you do. I find it better that way. Once I started doing concentrate and doing the vapes and doing the good stuff, the resin, live rosin, the really good stuff, right?
Yeah.
I'm high again. There was probably 20 years of my life where I felt like I was chasing the high again. Smoking weed. Well, like my friend, I used to know, Joel. He'd have a joint in his ear, smoking a joint while he's rolling a joint. That's all he did. I mean, I even have to blow out smoke
That's a
so I
good
can put
friend.
in more smoke. I finally started learning, you know, I'm more medicinal. I don't want to just be smoking. I want the hit to go in, I want to stop. So half the time I get a joint from someone, I smoke it, I pass it back to them, they pass it back, and they know I'm good. I want to let this, let me percolate with this for a moment.
100%. So it's 420 somewhere, and we are talking here with a legend. And first of all, thank you, Ken Estes, so much for having us.
Thank you for being here. I like sharing my story. It was kind of an amazing thing, and I was a part of something that changed the world.
And we're talking about times when it was highly illegal. We'll get to talk about that when there were helicopters going around these, because we are in Oakland right now.
You get caught with 100 plants, it was 20 years. Marijuana saved my life. I was paralyzed from neck down in a hospital, and I wasn't recovering. I wasn't doing well.
So to come really quick to your backstory, we'll talk about your legacy. We will talk about your biggest contribution in terms of strains, GrandDaddy Purple. We all know it, you know, we all know it. We've all had it and we all loved it. But before we dive into that direction, the reason why we are connecting here, let's go back to the 70s. You were a teenager and you weren't, I don't want to use, usually I don't use these words, but I want to use it right now. You weren't like a pothead. No, you were what? What were you doing?
I didn't smoke at all. All my friends did. All the guys on my baseball team and football team and basketball, soccer team did. Not all of them, but most of them. I felt like I'm not going to do that. I want to be the best athlete. I want to be a professional. And I felt like if I compromised my lungs by doing that. I didn't know later that it was medicine, but I really didn't need medicine right then. I was in a great headspace. Life was great. I wasn't even drinking alcohol much like my friends. I'd go into a class back in the 70s wearing my my Adidas sweats, tennis shoes, and the teacher would say, Mr. Estes, that attire is not for class. I mean, nowadays everyone wears that.
So, but then something very tragic happened to you when you were just 18.
A motorcycle accident. I was waiting to go to Europe to get to play in the Bundesliga, and I had my airline tickets. And I always say it like this, because sometimes you have to say in your story, you ship it up quickly. It was on May 7th, I turned 18. June 7th, I graduated high school. July 7th, I was paralyzed from neck down. And I remember the lines of people coming, all my friends, to see me at the hospital, and slowly those lines die out. And it's up to you to try to do something. And I couldn't lift my arms up, but if I laid down, I could lift my arm up and get right to that point where it either falls over or it stays up. You hang out there a minute. So actually, I kind of felt like things are kind of coming back. So,
The doctors told you wouldn't walk, wouldn't.
No, I had 10 years to live. You're going to be paralyzed from the neck down. You will not have sex. You will not have children. You will not have much of a life. It's going to be a lot of pain and suffering. And I'm sorry. That's what the doctor said, actually.
You just one of those refuse to believe, and I'm going to do everything I can in my power to.
Yeah, I said if I got 10 years, I'm going to get my best in.
Yeah.
And now I'm 50 years later. In fact, one time I was down in Ronald Reagan Hospital 5 years ago, and all these people just happened to be from the world, the spinal cord injury, and they're all at that hospital in a big seminar. And they heard about me and how old they all came up to my room, said, do you mind if we take your robe off and examine your whole body? They were like looking at my toes and my feet and my legs, and they were like, amazing. How did you stay healthy like this for 40 years?
You know, when I started growing, it's been, I want to say,
cannabis.
Yeah. Back in 2016 is, I want to say, when I started, and it wasn't until a couple years after, you know, we started doing the tinctures and oils for my son for his epilepsy. Everyone tells you, you know, your friends, oh, you grow great pot, you grow great pot. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking anything that's free you give to your friends, they're going to say is great because they want more. So, but what really resonated and it hit a chord for me was, like you said, when his doctor down at Rady's, his neurologist, tried to induce a seizure in her office. And she couldn't do it. You know, she goes, whatever you're doing, keep doing, because it's pushing them past the threshold of inducing that seizure, you know. And to hear somebody that knew they were going to be a brain doctor and study that and be so, I mean, on top of it, to sit there and tell you as a parent, it was really inspirational for me. And I knew right then and there, didn't matter, I knew the path I was going to go on and go down was the right journey for my son.
Dude, I had the epiphany when I was in the hospital, paralyzed from neck down, and I was on pills. It's been 6 months. I'm not recovering. And the Vietnam vets, they were outside. They were the rehab I was at. And probably 20 of them sitting around. They had a little smoke session every night. And the orderly said, hey, do you want me to push your gurney out there? And I thought to myself, I'm on all these pills. Yeah, why not? I'm saying no now. It was a one-time fall in love, like a girl, a woman. You look at, oh my God, how come I can't think of anyone else now? But this cannabis, Mary Jane, she was that.
Yeah.
I fell in love. I smoked it. I coughed. I told the nurse, push me back to my room. All right, thanks everybody. Of course I was out there every night after that, but that night I went to the room. I slept all night for the first time in months. My 2 doctors came in and said, wow, I hear that you're feeling better. You ate your breakfast. Doctor, I feel great. So what's going on? Marijuana. I didn't know it was kind of already a secret with the vets and the injured people because of what marijuana does for veterans. If you've been through a really nightmare in veterans, you can't sleep. Marijuana stops your dreams. You don't have those nightmares anymore. And I would hear all that, and I was starting to recognize this is medicinal. That's what just happened to me. So that's why I was already cocked, loaded, ready to fire when I left that rehab.
Really
I've been growing myself ever since, finding the best strains. People used to get the little boxes and the little shoe boxes and the little cigar boxes and put their chunks of weed in there, and scrape and let the seeds roll down, and then put it away. And sometimes I smoke with them, so that was fire. Hey, where'd you put your seeds? That ashtray over there. I go, can you grab those out for me? I'd be taking seeds home all the time, growing the fire. So I got famous in my neighborhoods, kind of the guy who had the best. But every year I had to move because someone would find out where I live. They start coming there. Next thing you know, they rob me. Come back. How many times my door open, my window broken? So, all right, time to move.
Sad. But in the end of the day, it kept you moving, and I believe
Making money. Making money.
Yeah. And you also came through your athlete background. I think that helped you. That pushed you, man.
Yes, because when I had to push that hard in real life, and I wanted that, it's like now life's on the line. Can I push hard like that for life? Well, but then I don't want to do it like this. I don't want to do no grip in my hands. How can I do that? I don't want to do it where I have no balance. I'll fall over. I got to hold myself up at all times. I thought, man, how am I going to do this? But I kept doing it. Like the time when I was in my hospital, I had to get my first apartment. I got out of my apartment in the ground and dragged myself around my apartment all by myself until I could learn how to get up in my bed or back up in my chair.
Persistence, and one more time persistence.
Yes.
And when we go now from this, transferring this to breeding, you said you were like, hey, wait, there was a bud. Like, let me see those seeds.
They ever thrown their seeds away, and I learned right then in the 70s how to grow, seed a plant, like grow it up, grow up a male, take the males, go into the house with the males, or to the garage, let them pollinate onto aluminum foil or wax paper, and then take that and put into a bag. The bread came in a long bag.
Mm-hmm.
So I get the bread out and put the pollen inside there, shake it around, blow it up, shake it around, and then put it over the branch. And then tape up the berry, or rubber band or tape, or just wedge it and push it around where it stays closed.
Absolutely.
3 days later,
and the
you take it
paper
off.
bag is the secret. If you don't know, the paper bag is the secret, because if you use like something which can't like breathe at all, which like plastic, that's not good. That like leads to humidity.
Too much moisture, too much humidity. Yeah.
You said
But that's why you got to do it just a day or two, 3 max. But I was doing about 3 times. I mean, I would do it every 3rd day. I found that worked good. But I did put holes in my bag after the first day.
Yeah, makes sense. So when did you start? Because you had that epiphany when you were still in the hospital. The veterans like played a big role in it. But when
they did, because not just that, I began to connect with them and the disabled world. I began fighting for disability rights with Dan O'Hara. So we actually were the ones that went out, and Dan wheeled his wheelchair all the way to Washington, D.C. And that's when they started giving us ramps and wheelchair parking and curb cuts. And churches would put ramps outside all the churches. And so that was the first time I was really being an activist, because Dan was the activist. I was just helping him, going on with him.
So when you were when you connected then with the plant, and you were starting with the activism also for disabled.
Yes, and I connected so with the disabled and with the vets, really, which were the same group, really. I began saying, you know what, you guys don't waste your time with like that brown weed from Mexico. That's so bad. Seeded. I don't want to. It's medicinal. Medicinal is medicine. Yeah, it's not just weed. You're not just a stoner. It's medicine, and you're a patient. So I always remember the guy coming up with that clear language because it didn't feel right. One time the police did come into my apartment and took my bong out, left. Lucky my buddy was right behind the door. So he didn't see my buddy, but he saw the bong. You can't have this, and he walked out. 78.
All right, so you right away. And did you start growing right away? Did you learn
I
that
did
then?
it secretly, but I had to always do it secretly, right?
Oh, of course.
So
yeah.
I would put tomato plants. And I put a pot plant in between the tomatoes, and then I would get Christmas bulbs that were red and hang them on everything. One time I had the housing that I was on with the government come over there, and they were standing right by that garden, looking over the fence, looking around. And the one guy said, I think I smell something. They're right under it. But they looked like tomatoes.
That's amazing. So, and did you just started growing right away, or were your journey breeding right away?
No, I was a trapper. I knew who had up north. I knew who wanted down here, and I would start supplying people with pounds now. And I used to buy my own pound, come down. I remember pounds went from 100 to once skunk came in, it was 200. The next week skunk was 300, and the final couple of weeks skunk went up to 500 and it stabilized there. And so that's why our ace went up to $2, up to $8, up to $12.
Oh, wow.
And so the skunk was a true medicine. No, all those strains were. Columbia Gold, Panama Red, because once the police started getting us to get all our good strains, I noticed that the medicinal part was hard to find. You had to find just small little growers who might have saved, like I did years ago, seeds. And then we start breeding and show people, let's pop them open. Let's breed for them. Well, I don't know if you come over and show me. And so I was always going over and showing everybody. Half the time I was getting grows and helping people out, and I could have to grow.
That's awesome. So it was like for you, you saw it full circle, like what you, I feel like, which is with a lot of things right away. You didn't just say, oh yeah, I don't need those melts, I can just go away. You realized right away what goes around comes around.
Correct. I was already with, and I had growers up north that would take me under their wing, come and check my garden, They began trusting me, which was a big thing back in those days because no one trusted you.
Yeah.
And it was amazing how they grew in some of their gardens. And totally raised my game of growing, of respect, of being a tactician or being a connoisseur, a grow master of not large amounts, but of choice, of optimizing your yield, optimizing your potency, getting a plant and figuring out what those genetics want as far as the 13 kind of nutrients that you give it, and when and how much. Like my buddy grows 40-pound plants. They look like redwood trees. His girlfriend gets ladders to get up there and trim it. He gets bone meal twice during the vegging and during the flowering. That's been like bubbling in nice, perfect fluid, and then into a gallon container. And he leans his shoulder into that big stalk, and he just pushes. You look in the soil, you just see the soil starting to lift up, right? And then he pours it in there slowly. And don't roll over, no going anywhere else. Right in and soaks it all up. And those plants come back the next day, boom.
Wow.
I said, wow, no, I don't hear anyone doing the bone meal stuff like that. So there's a lot of old techniques.
100%. I really like the dry amendments. I like there's a lot. The nature usually gives us exact the plants for the plants. What we just have to find out what and what ratios we have to give it.
All we find, look, there's two growers. A grower who has his way he grows, and all the plants must adapt. I've never known him as the best grower. The person over here who adapts the environment to the plant he's growing is usually when it gets better. Whether it's live soil, whether it's live teas, whether it's the right environment, the right air, the right bubblers inside the water, taking the water serious, taking the nutrients serious. What are your sources of nutrients? If you're going for potassium, what's your source of potassium? Is it a bad source? Because not all potassium is high-grade potassium. That's the stuff I love getting into.
It's like you already can sense you if you do something, you do it not just 100%, at least 150.
You have to. How can you not? Every day you wake up, it's like, well, let me figure out this. Let me do that. I don't want to have to live a life where I'm not figuring stuff out. Because I love figuring stuff out. I used to take engines apart as a kid, took watches apart. My mom's still mad about that watch I took apart. Her little Toyota I took apart when I was 16. I parked in the garage one day, took everything apart, tried to fix it, and there's about 7 pieces left over when I put it back together. It didn't work. So I made my mistakes.
But we learn from our mistakes. I think we all do, and it does obviously comes with growing, and it comes with many other things in life as well.
And I've always said cannabis is a gateway to a healthy lifestyle. Because when I use cannabis, it's an herb. I start thinking differently. I start feeling more peaceful. I start thinking about what am I putting in my body? What other veggies and fruits? And how can I have a healthier, what about cardiovascular? What about getting good air and wind? So, you start thinking about living healthier. I did.
Yeah.
The moment I got into cannabis, it's like, I would get veggie burgers years ago. I would make my own bean sprouts all in my kitchen, And I was trying, I don't know where I got all this from, but.
I know what you mean. I feel like for me, I grew up with my family having gardens and stuff, never like growing their own food. But me come along, forgot about it somewhat in my teens, because if you're not as focused as you had to be, you'll drift up and be all over the place sometimes. And you come back to the plant and you realize, hey, wait, why am I not growing everything else? Why am I, what am I doing?
When you're growing.
Yeah.
All of us growers have one thing I know for sure. Every one of us. We love that plant.
Yeah.
Watching it grow. There's a beauty to it. I watch it and then I can't wait to consume it later. I do the same thing with my strawberries and my tomatoes.
Same here.
I love watching. I can't wait I hate when my kids get my fresh strawberries. Dude, those two I pushed over there so you get the sunlight, so by noon it'd be warm, so I need a fresh, warm strawberry. You took my strawberries.
Yeah, see, I'm okay with when my 7-year-old does that, but when my puppy does it, I'll get mad.
Oh, I think I have yelled at my 7-year-old. What are you doing? I told you not to eat that strawberry and you think it's funny.
I remember when the doctors told me my son was going to be wouldn't talk because he was nonverbal. And it was one of those okay, I understand that maybe what you think as a doctor and your medical opinion, but I refuse to believe it as a parent. I knew, you know, my son was going to talk. He was just going to be like a normal kid, atypical. And from the minute we started cannabis, you know, we still really started noticing the change really fast. Like you said, it almost was like a healthier lifestyle. And it was just amazing that there's so much stigma behind it that even back in the 70s, the vets were using it knowing, you know, how...
I was in and out of the hospital a lot. Nurses would, oh, you smoke weed? Yes. Hey, look, I'll let you do it at night inside the hospital. I get a towel, go into their bathroom, go through the towel, take a look here, go lay back down. But once in a while, nurses would come and go, and they want to give you trouble. You can't be smoking that stuff in here. I'm a patient, man. You don't even know my story. Yeah. And you're going to come here and tell me what I need to do and not to do. How about ask me why I'm doing it? Is it working for you? Isn't that where we should be with people?
You would, yeah, that's...
Did you choose this because you're a schizophrenic?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just crazy how, I mean, that was 50 years ago, and it's still, we're still trying to pave the bricks for the future, you know, generations to not have to go through the trials and tribulations that we have. Don't get me wrong, it's made us who we are today, but for something...
We did win them over.
No.
We actually wore them down and won them over because, like I was saying earlier, that there was a time when I was fighting with them, with the city council, with the police. I was winning all my cases, right? And I was thinking, you know what? You guys in the police, you know this is wrong. You don't want to arrest me. You don't give me no time at all. Just become a white guy. Could have helped, because I did. All my black friends went to jail, but I did. I fought every time, though. I said it was medical, and the case would be thrown out. Or the judge would hit the gavel. Case dismissed.
Before we continue, I just want to really thank you from my heart that you went on that journey and that you fought for yourself, but kept on fighting for and realizing it needs to be done not only for yourself but for everybody.
Yes, and I told them, you guys can't scare me. I have the added advantage of this being the truth. Just come at me now. Tell me it's not the truth. They couldn't do it. So, but those were epiphanies. And I wanted to be one of the leaders of the movement. I wanted to be everyone like stepping back, and I was in front. Hey, what? Ken, you do it because it's your patient thing. You blow them out of the water with your patient thing. Okay, I'll do it. And they bombarded me. I got raided so many times. I lost everything, my home, my car, my boat.
We were talking earlier about you getting your fingers on the first GrandDaddy Purple. It was from the natives, you said?
And yeah, I filled it off like Velcro. And then I could have rolled it out like a bowling ball. This stuff, I smoked it, got a couple hits. You know what GDP is. Have you smoked it before, the real stuff? It's a mind blower. I've never done this before. As I drove down, as I had this pound and I drove down, I called 10 of my friends. Back in those days, it was the 90s, so we had recording machines. Like, beep, hey, Ken here. GrandDaddy Perp, game over. Click. Because I was calling everybody at 2 in the morning. Because I was driving down. And I called someone else. Randy, game over. GrandDaddy Perp. I must have called 10 to 20 guys doing that. Just because I was so excited, I knew it was over. I knew I just did something big. I went down, took my 2 big 100 lighters in the bay, got rid of all the strains. Put nothing but GrandDaddy Perp in it. What are you doing? You're growing one strain? You'll see. The thing was, I just relocated from Berkeley to Oakland. And in Oakland, there was Larry's shop. It was on the 2nd floor, right across from my new building I got. Larry had lines out the door. Everybody's picking up green dot and blue dot. These little stickers on the can. I opened my shop, and I told my guys, go take a bucket full of grams and go walk down that line and give everybody a gram. A month later, the lines were at my door, not his. 1 month, that's what cannabis can do. You get better cannabis, you win. It's a better mousetrap. Game over. That's why I kept saying, game over, GrandDaddy Perp. I was right that time. Not always right, but I was right that time.
I mean, it was quite a journey to get there. It was not like
No, it was a fist fight. In the 90s, it was a fist fight. I did not like it at all. I used to work out, live a nice, easy life, travel. And now they're hunting me down. Now they're finding me. Now they're taking my money. Now they're closing my places. They're taking my homes. The landlords won't let me back in the home. I had to buy my homes, and they would sell the homes. I was like, oh God, how can I get away from this? Because I was still fighting it. I was still being interviewed. I was still talking. One time I went to the federal office in San Francisco and the guy hit on the table, quit doing interviews. I said, what are you talking about? Quit teaching people about this medicinal plant? I can't do it. Well, you're gonna lose everything then.
And see where we're now. And for me, as a German national, I haven't been there, lived there in 15 years, but obviously my family and everybody is still there. And with it being decriminalized in Germany, you know, Germans really like to follow rules, you know.
Yeah,
so like,
they
so that's in deep down inside of us. So it changes a lot. And the last year, seeing what happens, that my parents, like, they open up. They're not just accepting, they're realizing the benefits, the medicinal benefits, you know, and seeing that shift is fulfilling me to such a degree, and it gives just a power in such a country where 1 year ago, before legalization, the support of legalization of cannabis was under 50%. Now, 1 year after, we're at 75-80% of the people do not want to criminalize cannabis again. They want to keep it that way. So you just spun out the 30% of the population, and we're talking 25 million people now realizes, and for me it's just like, I mean,
how do we blow their minds with herb? I mean, it's been what we did for years. It's medicine.
It is medicine.
I guarantee you it's recreational too. It's whatever else too. It's bad for some people too. It's medicine for me. And a lot of people like me. And a lot of us people in wheelchairs, we're paired. We have a lot of pain from paralysis, from the body going through these changes. And you'd be amazed at one hit of cannabis. I start cleaning my house. I start whistling.
Because you just help your body to be in the right place and your mind to be in the right place. And also it gives you strength in that sense. You know, if you don't feel good, how will you act like a super athlete all the time? That's not possible.
And you know how what I lost was a lot to me, but what I lost was so small to what we gained. So it's hard for you even to walk to stay in the shallow pool with that. I go, wow, look at what we did. Look at the whole world. I go to Spain and people know me. I wear my logo and they're like, and they say whatever in foreign languages. When I first was going to Amsterdam and we changed the law in America, I would fly in Amsterdam and there'd be reporters, German and Italian and Japanese, and all interviewing me. So you guys are fighting California, and I don't know how they got to me and how they knew we were arriving, maybe because of the cup or something. But it was actually really fun, educating, because I already came to the point where I know the truth. They say, you're so confident. I know the truth. I don't even have a doubt.
It doesn't matter what the law says to me, in a sense.
Bad laws make me an outlaw.
Yeah, bad laws make me an outlaw, it's beautifully said,
Yeah.
but like for me it's like, I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm not harming anybody.
There's
I'm
laws
not
against
doing,
you.
it's
They
just
say you
exactly,
are.
people.
Don't you hear the people say you are?
Yeah.
I hear scientists, I hear doctors, I hear Dr. Phil. No, your brain won't develop right. No, you're gonna get all these. What do you mean? They don't tell us the truth. Carl Sagan, which was one of the smartest men in the world, Carl Sagan, on his deathbed finally had to admit, man, I smoked about an ounce of weed a week. I'm one of the biggest smokers. I'm tired of carrying the secret. I'm the smartest man.
Thanks him for doing that. You started your journey by researching Ken and by growing GrandDaddy Purple. Like it brought you, his vision brought you on your way. Is that kind of right?
It's kind of,
If you meet me and talk to me, you know. I was on this journey too.
it's just amazing that we're able to share such an amazing journey down different paths that eventually lead to the same goal, and that's being happy and healthy at the end of the day, because that's what every person
Who else
wants
is
in
bringing
life.
that to the table?
Exactly. And like when I started and I knew I was going to go down that cannabis journey, I've smoked my whole life, but when you're talking about your kids, you know, it's a whole different, am I going to make the right decision? Is it the wrong decision? And like you said, you know, now that you fast forward so many years and you see everything that I've given up, or all those stares that you get, you know, that, oh, you're giving your kid,
The words,
means
talking
nothing.
behind my back,
Means
talking
nothing.
to my face.
100%.
Oh, you dope head, weed head.
100%, you know, and
Why they're drunk.
to sit there, and it makes it sometimes even more
Yeah,
gratifying when you get those same people that'll come by years later and tell you, I apologize for being wrong and not knowing how beneficial that plant actually could be, and being so one-sided or narrow-minded, you know. And like I was saying too, you know, my son was nonverbal until about 5, and then when we started on the capsules and we started on the tinctures, fast forward 10 years, and sure, I'm not gonna contribute it all to the cannabis, just like your journey. It's hard work at the end of the day. My son went to speech therapy for many years, you know, and now that he's 14, you wouldn't even know he had a speech impediment or anything like that. And I truly believe, like, same thing with the epilepsy. He's been seizure free for years.
But you caught on early, right?
Oh,
do you know how many parents, because of their misinformation, allow their kids to suffer?
Oh, 100%, you know. And
I know they don't want to.
luckily enough, in my case, you know, like my wife, she has a nursing background, so she knows the dangers of pharmaceuticals. And it's like, I'll tell anybody and everybody, it's different strokes for different folks. I'm not telling you don't take them, but in my case, what it was doing to my son was killing him from the inside. You know, his liver and kidneys were getting to basically be, when he was a 20-year-old, it looked like he'd been an alcoholic for, you know, 20 years with cirrhosis of the liver, knowing he's never even consumed alcohol besides mouthwash, you know. And it gets to the point now, it's like so happy and healthy, full of life, you know. And it's,
well, you know, the movement changed. I was fighting so hard until that kid, that young child in Colorado, took that tincture. And we all saw the seizure stop. Sanjay Gupta retired, quit. I can't work for his government if they're doing this. Because I see the truth.
They don't want to see the truth. They want to make money. They want to sell us their drugs. They don't want us to take nature's drugs, our herb.
They want us to take their stuff.
They want to poison us, because then you can sell more poison to fix that person.
Exact thing that Budweiser said. Why are you guys helping with the raids? Because we found out there that the less weed people smoke, the more alcohol they drink.
like I said, I can't thank you enough for doing what you did to help me be able to do what I did. And I hope, like you said, you know, it helps somebody down the line do what they need to do.
It will.
And as long as we all, like Sebastian said, whether you have 2 followers, 2 million followers, spread the awareness, get the word out there and show, you know, seeing is believing. Get it to where everyone can see exactly what we do and know the benefits of this plant, you know, just for, like you said, humanity.
Well, hearing what I did and things I did and the stuff I'm telling you guys now, I feel like I'm giving you more ammunition for your journey.
That's why we're here. We wanna get you even more out to the people who might follow us and you don't.
I love speaking. I love going to engagements and speaking at places. I love seeing the acknowledgement of appreciation for what I did. That's fun to see that.
When we look in the future, where do you see us in the future? Do you think we're getting there?
We are. This is taking over because it's going by like a, what do they call it? It's spreading like wildfire. It's here, it's over there, it's over here, and you can't really stop stuff like that because now we got pockets everywhere. The knowledge is out. There's an herb. We've equipped people with this language. It saved my life. It's better than pharmaceuticals have all these warnings on them. Kill yourself. You could have liver failure. You could have cannabis. Let me see. Maybe sleepy. May get hungry.
Yeah.
May feel good. Make you paranoid with too much.
Makes you paranoid when you.
People. And that's one thing. I'll give you an example of teaching. A woman came into us when we were in Oakland. Had the Buyers Club in Oakland. 96. And the law changed. An old woman came in, 80 years old. My husband's dying of cancer. He's in bed. Can't get out of bed. We're all in there. All right. Hey, here, I got a joint here. Take this joint and just go smoke it with him. All right, Grandma. She came back with half the joint in the baggie. He was out of his mind. I said, you know what? Another epiphany. Is this the first time he's smoking? Yes. I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong advice. Will you give me one more chance? Here's this glass pipe. Here's this little good green bud. I want you to take this little piece like this, light the lighter, wave it over while he takes his hit. That's all, a little hit. She came back the next day. She was buying pounds and pounds all the time. He died a month later, but she said he was so happy. I can't believe this worked. Why didn't I know about this sooner?
Yeah.
But she gave us it all back. Big bag of $1,000 worth of stuff. Here, I want to donate it. See what the difference is?
Yeah.
We have to get smarter. We have to be more intuitive. We gotta listen.
You came out with GrandDaddy Purple, and then you eventually formed the GrandDaddy Purp Collective, correct?
Correct.
And that was for protection?
No, it wasn't. It's because I'm an activist. You're not gonna. They closed me twice there. They raided my people there. They hunt and follow me around. I got the money away from me. But then my partner decided when I got raided to steal the money and run off. So you couldn't trust anybody. The feds are getting you, your partners are getting you, your friends are. Oh, wow. There was too much money though. Boxes of money, $1,000, millions of dollars. How do you deal with that? We can't put in a bank.
Yeah.
Old farmers would bury plastic tubes of money out in the property. I remember one guy died. Went out to his property because he kind of told me where he put the stuff. I was gonna go tell his wife, right? She already had tractors out there digging out. She had about 7 or 8 tubes lined up on the garage. And I said, all right, good job. And also think about women. All my guy friends would go to jail, right? So I'd have to deal with the women now.
I think so. They planned. I always think of Jack Hara a lot in a sense that he, with his The Emperor Wears No Clothes, this is so full circle. Is so much information in there. What he, and it just shows you if you have this dedication, and the plan can save the world in very, very, very many ways. And one of them is it frees us up in our head. Like when we start taking care of these plants, we suddenly shift our whole consciousness.
Yes, I believe that. That's what it did with me. I didn't just fall in love with the plant. It's, like I said, a healthy lifestyle. I could see what it meant now. All right. And I also feel good. I have my bong load, or I have my little dab. Can't tell you how good I still feel. I'm 67 years old, and I have my dabs every day, my hit every day. I love it.
I love your enthusiasm. I love your energy, and we talked about it. You have an incredible fight over the last 50 years, and I can't thank you enough for it. I just from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, you're welcome. I couldn't think of any other. I regret that I only have one life to give, because I would do this again. It was needed. It's really what we need. We still need to push forward. It's only 10% of the truth out there.
And I think we only know 50 of it. Not even like us, like even the people.
Think about the extractions and the physical, the chemical process they're doing now. We're coming up with better and better products. Now what are we doing? We're taking a live resin off the plant, vaping in a little disposable pen.
Yeah.
And it's wow. And the smell is wow. Now we all know the word terps.
Yeah.
And I used to say terpentines and terpenoids. People, you're tripping, dude. You made that up.
But eventually they listened. Eventually they listened.
Eventually they will listen. If you have the truth, eventually they will listen. We are animals. We can be showed a better way. We might be resistant to it. You know what I mean? Just because of change. But I think people are liking where we're going with this. There are plenty of people who don't. I know, I'm going to acknowledge that. We're not out of the woods yet. Look at Republicans and look at the crap we got dealing with America. Who knows who they're going to stop? We're stopping Medi-Cal, we're stopping Medicare, we're stopping Meals on Wheels, we're stopping all these. Cannabis is in that. We're one of those people that are letting them do this. We still have the federal laws against us.
That's the one thing with the federal laws. It's a very, very strange topic for somebody who is not American. Like it's just like to see. But I am glad that America is made the way it is made, because it allows these pockets in very, very many states. And it's not just pockets anymore. It's starting to spread, and it's starting to spread, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And for me, the inspiration you're bringing to people like Chubbs, like me, and so many others, and if we can inspire a few people, and especially light that spark that they want to go out again, the next generations, like I'm 20 years younger than you, I want to get those people who are 20 years younger than me, I want them to do the same thing and then
the more we talk about it, really just talk. Me and Jack Hare had plenty of conversation, just talking and talking, but we were so aligned with what we felt, because we both knew the truth. And you talk to me, you say, man, Ken, we're on the same page. You should write a book. I said, maybe someday. I'm actually at a point now where I'm writing my book. And I would like to write a book. I would like just be like Jack. Say, you're right, Jack, I should have wrote the book.
We are here. We're bringing it so many people in the younger generations. They read a little bit less. Maybe they're watching our YouTube video right now.
That's what we got to do. We got to reach them where they are.
Wait, how can people if they want to reach out or if they want to get a hold on some of your products, where can they find that?
I guess they go. I'm on Facebook right now. I'm just relaunching all my sites from Instagram to Facebook to Blue Sky. So I mean, probably Ken Estes, GrandDaddy Perk. You might have a few because I'm getting ready to get rid of some of these older sites I had and collaborate everything into one newer one. So I'm in the middle of that. So people say, "Oh, where are you? Where are you?" But then they find me.
So just stay tuned, guys, out there.
Spend some time looking. You'll see me, and I don't think it's gonna be too difficult because people do.
So thank you so much, and I'm blown away.
We'll have more stories. We will do it again.
We'll do it again for sure. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's talk about the future. I mean, we got some fire. Did you guys even see the fire? Oh my God! Like, look at that! Look at that!
Listening.
Incredible. And the nose on it. Oh my God. Thank you so much. We're definitely they're gonna roll something up and I'm gonna have.
I want you to.
All right, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that.
Yeah, I'd say do. I think you might not finish the joint.
Yeah. I'll try my best.
They're gonna roll it up. I'm gonna have a drag from puff too, but I'm gonna put it in my dry herb vaporizer, and then I'll tell you what the terpenes are really like. They can only guess, you know.
Yeah, that's right. No, they'll be full on you. You're gonna be full on assault of terps.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Chubbs, for being here. Thanks, Kevin, for helping us on the back end. It's amazing. It's the love for the plant, love for the people, love for communication, and the whole vibe I have gotten just like in California in these past 48 hours, 76 hours is amazing. I'm so happy I'll have another 76 hours before I head back to Spain.
There's a lot of love here. California just.
I might have to just come out here. I might just have to go live somewhere with those redwoods because they're just beautiful. They make you feel nature even more.
Dude, you wait till you go to the Avenue of the Giants. Avenue of the Giants, right up there by Garberville. It's a road, it's probably 20 miles. You get off the freeway, you can't believe the size of these trees. You weave through it and it's like an emotional cleansing.
Ken Estes, Chubbs, thank you so much. It's been absolutely
amazing. Thank you for carrying the words on. Thank you for carrying the legend on. Thank you for carrying cannabis on. We need this.
We just need more people, you guys out there as well, to just spread the word, even if it's just to your buddy. You know, you don't have to go public, but whenever you hear somebody talking lies about it and you won't necessarily endanger yourself, speak up. You know, I'm not gonna tell you do something where you endanger yourself. There's countries where you should probably shut up. You know, like because we don't want to be.
Mine are young. They talk too much. You do have to learn how not to do the bragging. You know, but talk medical, talk marijuana to spread the education. Don't tell them what you're doing.
100%.
I'm moving pounds, man. You should see this weed I get.
Yeah.
Once we're rolling, now we're rolling. Dry hitting what?
Dry hitting it. I'm just trying to get a little taste of those terps, you know. Very sweet, very fruity. But I have a feeling it's gonna pack a punch. Let's try that. That's tasty, really tasty.
Oh wow.
That's why I say that's tasty. It's got like that.
Ken, sorry we're not having you on the phone right now, by the way.
Yeah, sorry.
It's just late.
Didn't want to bother you, brother, but I couldn't help myself. You know, I had to smoke it before I get back home, so.
Wow. It's burning. It's not dry or vaping, but it's burning and I can smell it over here.
Picture what that plant would smell like in full flower, you know, just ripe with terpenes. I mean, hopefully you're friends with your neighbors. You don't have anybody close because it's going to smell.
I'll try that though.
Okay, you got it. Sharing is caring. Let's do this.
It's more the rind of the orange.
Yeah, exactly. It's not overbearing. It's almost like if you just kind of scratched an orange and smelt it, you know?
No, it's not like the limonene over.
exactly. Not that
It's the tangy. It's like the orange. As I said, orange rind more.
You know,
Almost the tropical more than.
you guys have orange tang? That's what it smells like. Yeah, the orange tang powder. You know, just man, wow.
I can't wait to taste that now in the packs, because I know if it tastes like that in the joint, it's like, that's going to be the terpy shit.
So don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell, find Ken on social media, and always remember,
It's 420 somewhere.
Yeah.